I thought we were poor, if I'm honest, and we've not really... Brazil let us control the game at the back, and all they're doing is letting us invite pressure ourselves, and then they're setting their tempo or their press. And like me and Lucas were talking about this earlier, Brazil have changed under Ancelotti. They're happy enough to do the stuff off the ball. Cunha drops in, and then when they set the press, they've got so much pace. And for me, Scott and Jack and two centre halves thinking they had a little bit more pressure than what they did have, and thinking it was going to be a little bit easy, because we started off the game quite nice, passing the ball on the back, a bit like what we did against Haiti, and it was slow, but we've not really threatened anything in behind. You need to try and stretch that defence as well, and for us, the amount of times we put ourselves under pressure, that's a disappointing thing.
And I think as well, when you look at those half-time stats, you might be able to forgive maybe a lack of ambition going forward in the early stages of that game against Brazil, the 5-time World Cup winners, but it's the amount of opportunities that Brazil have had as well.
Yeah, I think towards the end of that half, we were really starting to suffer. I think maybe confidence potentially was an impact too, but we need to probably be a little smarter in terms of there's a difference in controlling possession and trying to control and dictate the game, and when a team allows you to have the ball. And I think Brazil have been very sharp in identifying where we might struggle in areas, far too casual at the back. The best thing is it's half time, it's 2-0. We know that every goal counts, so we've got a chance to regroup, and we need to be much more aware, especially having the ball in the back line in the second half.
Yeah, goal difference could prove to be absolutely crucial in terms of qualifying for the last 32. For Brazil, though, they look as though they're on their way to progress to the last 32 as winners of the group yet again. Lucas, how impressed have you been with, and I know Scotland have given them opportunities, but how impressed have you been with, as Rachel said, the sharpness of Brazil?
Yeah, it's really, really important the way they are pressing. They are letting the Scotland have the ball. Scotland had more possession than Brazil, but Cunha dropping in and the two wingers a little bit higher on the pitch, which is forcing Scotland making mistakes. And it could have been 3 or 4, so I don't think, my opinion, it wasn't a foul, so it could have been easy 3-0. So the question is how they will come back and see what Carlo Ancelotti will do now. You know, I think the game is not done yet, but it's a good first half for Brazil.
We'll look back at that contentious decision to disallow Vinny's second goal of the game very shortly, after we've heard from the Scotland assistant coach. Stephen Naismith is with Ailey.
Stephen, 2 mistakes, really frustrating, but how do you reflect on that first half?
Yeah, it's tough, obviously. It's now the second game in a row we've lost an early goal, which is really difficult. I think they've shown their threat, they're happy to make you feel comfortable, and they'll punish you. So obviously we need to regroup at half-time and be better defensively, but we need to carry a threat.
What will that message be at half-time, particularly losing so late on the first half?
Yeah, it will be that. It will be that we've got to be better defensively, and they're happy to leave bodies up the pitch. But I think we've got the final third. But similar to Morocco, we've not tested the goalie. We need to do that a bit more in the second half.
Wish you all the best. Cheers. Thank you.
Before we look at that goal defensively from Scotland's point of view, just talk us through the Brazilian point of view of this, Lucas, and the composure that Vinicius Junior scored, which we're so used to seeing.